Roman Reigns loses his undisputed Universal title at SummerSlam 2023. Rumored bookings for LA Knight at SummerSlam 2023. Logan Paul better than 70% of the full-time WWE roster. Backstage report on status of WWE Raw superstar who disappeared 2 months ago. The Rock takes on Dominic Mysterio and Rhea Ripley. 21-year-old gets involved with the Bloodline in WWE and more. Let's jump right into it. Rumored bookings for LA Knight at SummerSlam 2023. The popularity of LA Knight in recent times has led to the WWE Universe calling Triple H to give the former a major push, but that has not happened. After disappointing results at MITB and the United States title invitational Fatal 4-Way on SmackDown, Knight is currently without a match at SummerSlam. However, that could change for the 40-year-old in the coming weeks. As per reports, this week on SmackDown there will be a segment that will lead to LA Knight's match at SummerSlam. Since the news broke out, fans have been buzzing about it. Finally, after a lot of talk on social media, it seems as if what many in the WWE universe want might come true. In this piece, we will look at 4 potential segments that could lead to LA Knight's match at SummerSlam. Number 4. LA Knight attacks the Brawling Brutes. On SmackDown exclusive after Money in the Bank, LA Knight interrupted Hit Row and attacked them. While it did not lead to anything substantial on the blue brand, this time around Knight could go on and attack the Brawling Brutes. Because unlike Hit Row, attacking the Brawling Brutes could lead to a rivalry with Sheamus. This rivalry could lead to a potential clash between Knight and the Celtic Warrior at the biggest party of the summer. It would also align with WWE's rumored plan of giving Knight a major push after SummerSlam. This plan will keep both fans and WWE heads happy. It will be interesting to see if the promotion goes this way. Number 3. Sends an open challenge. The one reason LA Knight is revered by the crowd is because of his ability to cut top-notch promos. Knight's abilities on the mic have led to him being compared with some massive legends in WWE. On SmackDown this week, the 40-year-old could use this skill to his advantage. Knight could cut a promo and send an open challenge to the SmackDown locker room. This would also help Knight's image, as it will send a message saying he is not afraid to face anyone. If Knight chooses to send an open challenge, fans will be keen to see who will answer it. Number 2. The Rock returns to confront LA Knight, with fans rallying to give LA Knight a major push. It won't be a surprise to see WWE doing the same this week. In such a case, The Rock could potentially come back and confront the former $1 million champion. After all, in recent times, Knight has been compared to the legend on various occasions. The Rock's confrontation with Knight could then lead to a possible match between the two at SummerSlam. Considering the ongoing strike in Hollywood, it won't be a surprise to see The Rock spend some time with WWE. Also, the 53-year-old has been rumored to make a return for quite some time. Number 1. Appears on the Grayson Waller effect. Since making his main roster debut, Grayson Waller has feuded with Big Name. This week on SmackDown, the 33-year-old could add yet another big name to his resume, as there is a possibility that Knight might appear on the Grayson Waller effect. This appearance could lead to the two wrestling each other at SummerSlam. A feud between Knight and Waller would also make sense considering WWE will look to officially turn the former into a babyface. Also, taking into account that Knight and Waller are equally good on the mic, a potential rivalry between them could be very entertaining to watch. The WWE star is not Roman Reigns yet. Ric Flair recently made a comparison between Roman Reigns and a top WWE star, stating that the latter is yet to reach the tribal chiefs level at this point. LA Knight has been impressive over the past few months on WWE TV. He gets massive reactions from the WWE universe every week and is quite popular on social media. Fans have been urging WWE to give a push to Knight for quite some time now. WWE Hall of Famer Ric Flair recently appeared on Fox News and shared his honest opinion on Knight. The greatest thing he did. I didn't realize if they rehearsed it or not, or he was being a smarta. But when he told The Undertaker that Joe Rogan said that wrestlers today were soft, it popped me. I hope he came up with that on his own. I like the kid personally. He claimed that Knight isn't Roman Reigns yet and acknowledged that he's just started getting big reaction. He's not Roman Reigns yet, but he just started. He's been around the market, he's been back and forth, up and down. Sometimes you just got to find the niche, the right opponent, and the right moment. That reunion when he cracked on Taker, I think that kinda started a role for him, Flair said. Reigns' career took a huge turn when he finally turned heel in 2020. His association with Paul Heyman mere days later was the icing on the cake, and he never looked back again. The Tribal Chief has become the biggest villain in modern WWE over the past 3 years. Fans of LA Knight would love to see him get a massive push as a top babyface. A feud pitting Knight with the Tribal Chief is bound to do well if WWE listens to the fans and pushes the 40-year-old star. What do you think of Flair's comments about LA Knight? Sound off in the comments section below. Logan Paul better than 70% of the full-time WWE roster. WWE Hall of Famer Ric Flair had massive praise for a WWE superstar in his latest chat with Fox News. Flair is rightfully regarded by many as one of the greatest wrestlers in pro wrestling history. He has been honored with 2 WWE Hall of Fame inductions for his contributions to the business. Ric Flair had nothing but praise for Logan Paul in his latest interview and ended up calling him better than 70% of the WWE roster. Oh, if he committed himself to it, yeah, he's better than. I think I said it, probably 70% 70% of the full-time guys. A good athlete can do anything and pull off anything. What impressed me about him is he's got balls. To never do it is just start jumping off a ladder, and it's like that and never done that your whole life. It's a little different, Flair said. Over the past year or so, Logan Paul has done quite an incredible job as a WWE superstar. His high-flying ability and charisma have been a big hit with the fans. Paul's biggest moment in the company came when he battled Roman Reigns in a highly publicized match in Saudi Arabia. While he lost to the tribal chief, fans hailed him for his performance. WWE veteran Jim Cornette is known for never shying away from sharing his opinion, no matter how controversial it may be. He had big praise for Logan Paul last year and said the following: "This guy can talk. He's taking the business more seriously than the guys that are in it. He's constructed, whether it is his story or whether they gave it to him, and he's fleshed it out. About nobody takes him seriously." Logan Paul is 28 years old and still has a long way to go in WWE. If he decides to dedicate himself to a full-fledged run for years to come, one wonders if he just might win the top title somewhere down the line. What do you think of Ric Flair's opinion of Logan Paul? Sound off in the comments section below. Backstage report on status of WWE Raw superstar who disappeared 2 months ago. When a WWE superstar disappears from TV for months, fans are often concerned for the health of the superstar in question. Given the company's manner of booking, though being taken off TV does not necessarily mean that a star is injured. Recent reports have revealed more about Dexter Lumis' status. The star has been missing from WWE TV for a while now. The last time he wrestled on Raw was on May 15. While he did compete against Akira Tozawa on May 29 on Main Event, he has been absent from TV for a long time, with fans wondering when he will come back. There have been rumors about him returning as part of the Way, Johnny Gargano's NXT faction. He was even spotted with Candice LeRae, Indi Hartwell, and Gargano backstage on Raw before he disappeared. However, with Gargano off TV as well, this has not taken place. Now, according to a report by Fightful Select on his backstage status, it appears that he is perfectly fit. The report also stated that he was waiting on creative. This might mean that the company might have something in the works for him, but at this time it's not sure. It will be interesting to see when he returns to competition. The Rock takes on Dominic Mysterio and Rhea Ripley. Roxanne Perez recently mentioned that she would pick WWE legend The Rock as her partner for a match against Dominic Mysterio and Rhea Ripley. Dominic and Ripley have dominated WWE's programming in recent months alongside their Judgment Day stablemates Damian Priest and Finn Balor. While the group has won raves from viewers, Dominic Mysterio and Rhea Ripley's chemistry especially has been a big hit with the promotion's fan base. The duo is always present during each other's matches, providing vital support at the ringside. Fans have been clamoring to see the Judgment members perform in mixed tag team matches more often owing to their electric chemistry. In a chat with Sportskeeda Wrestling's Riju Dasgupta, Roxanne Perez was asked to pick a male partner for a mixed tag team bout against Dominic and Ripley. After a few moments of thinking, the former NXT Women's Champion picked The Rock. "Then I would choose The Rock," said Roxanne Perez. Elsewhere in the chat, Roxanne Perez spoke about her upcoming Weapons Wild match against Blair Davenport at NXT. The Great American Bash. The 21-year-old stated that while she had nothing but respect for her opponent's talents and skills, she wasn't pleased with her poking her nose in her business. Perez promised to bring out a wild side of her when they clash on July 30th. "I think people should tune in because I really think Blair Davenport, she's a force to be reckoned with. But I also don't like that she came here and randomly targeted me, and now she's poking me and poking me, saying I don't have this killer instinct, that I'm not too nice, and that I can't be wild. But I think this past week I showed her how wild I can be, and on Sunday, I'm showing her a very, very different side of Roxanne Perez that she's never seen before," said Roxanne Perez. Considering both Perez and Davenport are two of the most talented performers on WWE NXT's female roster, both have a realistic of walking out with a win. Fans urge Seth Rollins to take action against former Bloodline member. On Monday Night Raw, Seth Rollins has his hands full due to his rivalry with Finn Balor. Rollins' feud with the Irish wrestler has led to Judgment Day launching constant attacks on him. During such hard times for the Visionary, fans are rallying for Rollins to take action on a former Bloodline member. The Bloodline member in question is Jey Uso. In a video from the past that is making quite the buzz on Twitter, Jey is seen seated with his brother Jimmy and several other superstars backstage. During this segment, Jey Uso was caught sniffing Becky Lynch's hair. While Lynch did not necessarily react to it, social media is calling for Rollins to take action. For those unaware, of Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch have been together since 2019. The couple has a baby girl who was born in December 2020. The following year, the duo announced their marriage. While Rollins might take action on Jey Uso in the near future, right now the possibility of it seems low. Jey and Rollins are tied up with essential storylines on SmackDown and Raw. Coming on top of their respective feuds will be paramount for the duo. Seth Rollins has proved to be a fighting champion since winning the World Heavyweight title at Night of Champions. Despite winning winning the belt towards the end of May, Rollins already has more title defenses than Roman Reigns on SmackDown. Recently, the Visionary spoke about the same. He cited the likes of Ric Flair and Bret Hart as his inspiration to defend the title. Rollins also added that he was not trying to emulate what Roman Reigns is doing. Giving props to the tribal chief, Rollins said, "For me, I grew up watching guys like Triple H, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair, and all these guys who were champions. They took the title to every different city, every different territory, and they defended it. That's how the title built prestige. So for me, to follow in their footsteps, I don't want to do what Roman's doing. Roman's doing what he's doing, and he's doing it incredible. I ain't trying to be Roman, I'm trying to be the only thing I know how to be, and that's Seth freaking Rollins." Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns started their journey on the main roster together as a part of the Shield. Since the faction has been disbanded, Rollins and Reigns have achieved great success in their careers. It will be interesting to see if the duo will collide shortly. 21-year-old gets involved with the Bloodline in WWE. Roxanne Perez recently spoke about Ava Raine, the daughter of The Rock, possibly getting involved in the Bloodline story in WWE. It wouldn't be a stretch to say that the Bloodline saga is arguably the most captivating story WWE has told in decades. From the inclusion of Solo Sikoa to Sami Zayn's stint to the Usos finally leaving to chart their own path, the faction's story has been an emotional roller coaster for the viewers. Though the Bloodline is currently at its weakest, there are still chances of the stable becoming dominant again if it recruits new members from the Inoue family. In a chat with Riju Disgupta of Sportskeeda, Roxanne Perez was asked about The Rock's daughter, Ava Raine, possibly becoming involved with the Bloodline. Perez sounded excited about the prospect and mentioned how Raine had successfully carved an identity for herself in NXT separate from her father. "Maybe. I think that will be cool. Simone is just coming into her own and doing her thing down here in NXT with Schism, and she's doing amazing. I think she's really solidified herself as her own person and not so much like her dad's daughter. Maybe, yeah, you never know. Wrestling is crazy. You never know what's gonna happen," said Roxanne Perez. Elsewhere in the chat, Roxanne Perez also spoke about how Ava Raine was one of the funniest people in WWE NXT's locker room. The former NXT Women's Champion added that she always breaks into laughter while chatting with Ava. "Oh, that is really cool. I love Simone, Ava Raine, she's so awesome. She's honestly one of the funniest people in that locker room. She's hilarious. She makes me laugh every time I see her. Yeah, she's awesome," said Roxanne Perez. Roxanne Perez is gearing up to face Blair Davenport in a Weapons Wild match at NXT, the Great American Bash, this Sunday night. Roman Reigns loses his undisputed Universal title at SummerSlam 2023. Roxanne Perez believes Roman Reigns' time at the top of the mountain in WWE could come to an end at the hands of Jey Uso at SummerSlam 2023. Fans are expecting nothing less than an emotional ride when Reigns and Jey would step inside the squared circle on July 5th. Jey Uso earned the right to challenge the tribal chief after pinning him at Money in the Bank 2023, becoming the first person in nearly 4 years to take him down. The wrestling world is hotly debating who should come out victorious at SummerSlam. While talking to Riju Disgupta of Sportskeeda Wrestling, Roxanne Perez predicted that Jey Uso could be the one to end Reigns' historic title run. The 21-year-old performer also praised the entire Bloodline saga, saying it has her hooked to screen for many months now, terming it amazing. "I think so. I think Roman Reigns' time is past due. I think he needs a taste of his own medicine. He's been on this high horse, and I think Jey Uso will push him off that high horse. That's one of my favorite storylines, by the way. It's been so well put together, and every single time they are on TV, you just want to know what's going to happen. Yeah, it's been amazing," said Roxanne Perez. On the recent episode of Sportskeeda's Unscripted, Bill Apter pitched a wild idea about Jey Uso winning and immediately losing the Universal title at SummerSlam. Apter stated that Jimmy Uso would show up to assist Jey in defeating Reigns. He added that following this, Damian Priest would come out and cash in his MITB contract on a down-and-out Jey Uso to win the undisputed Universal title. Think about this. SummerSlam. Jey Uso is getting killed by Roman Reigns, and all of a sudden, out of the hospital, here comes Jimmy. Jimmy interferes, and Jey wins the title. Damian Priest sees the injured Jey Uso there because he was getting killed until his brother helped him and cashes in and takes the belt, said Bill Apter. While it remains to be seen what goes down when Roman Reigns and Jey Uso clash, it's safe to say the crowd will erupt if Jey dethrones Reigns.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for